Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies. And here's something interesting as we head into Phase 4. And Tom Holland sort of his Spider-Man looks like to be assuming the role of Iron Man, if you will. That not the role in particular, just that placement in the team and that character's behavior. And it feels like Captain Marvel is set to take Captain America's place as the leader of the Avengers. So here we have an interesting dichotomy. So with Brie Larson and Tom Holland in that setup, if that's really Phase 4, this article coming from, we got this covered, is very interesting. Brie Larson can't ask for LGBTQ representation in the MCU, but Tom Holland can. Now this is interesting since Brie has been the most outspoken of late in the Marvel universe, and I'm not sure I don't know of any of Tom asking for anything, but Tom Holland's recent call, so that I stand corrected, in the MCU universe has met with plenty of acclaim. Fans felt that it was extremely brave of him to call for such an abrupt. Oh, that's right. He did say that he wouldn't mind if Spider-Man ended up being gay. But when Brie Larson did the exact same thing a few months earlier, she was met with extreme backlash from her legion of critics on the internet. This opens up the important question, the difference between these two actors and why Hollywood is allowed to speak out while Holland is allowed to speak out while Larson is criticized. I don't know of Tom criticizing fans. In the top, she has not just people criticizing A Wrinkle in Time, which was a flop, but her acting inability, her block of wood portrayal as Captain Marvel, and really going after fans who didn't like her movie. I don't know if Tom complained about it, because I know a lot of people who love Spider-Man but did not like Homecoming, just didn't like how they cucked out Spider-Man and the whole, the diversity for diversity's sake recast of his assortment of friends, what they did with other characters in MJ and others. And apparently the Far From Home is a little bit better. But Tom, I don't remember Tom complaining and really going after fans like Brie did. So that's probably a big part of it. Truth is, there's really no logic in the double standard. The trolls on the internet hate Captain Marvel actress for no real reason other than that is not accurate. They don't like her because she's not likable. Tom Holland is like a goofball. He's very likable. I've seen interviews with him and things like that. And Brie is not. Brie is very despising of people with differing opinions, and that is why they don't like her. They've despised her since the standalone movie came out earlier this year, and that unjustified adherence has overgrown. Unjustified abhorrence. Okay, so I've already told you what it's about here. Who's writing this? Is this Evan Lewis? Okay. A Moronic online petition to replace the 29-year-old in the MCU with literally anyone else is about to reach its goal of 25,000 signatures. I wonder if I'm going to have to look this up. I did a video not too long ago about one that they wanted to replace with a black actress. I think it was a LGBT, or basically a gay actress of color. If I remember correctly, and I thought it was a joke. I didn't, but I'm not sure, and I'll look this up for some other video. Continue to eviscerate anything and everything that has to do with her character. Larson is an extremely talented performer. I wouldn't say extremely talented. Other things that I've seen glimpses of her in. I mean, I really didn't know much of her until she was cast as Captain Marvel. She seems to do a bit better than she did in Captain Marvel, but I wouldn't call her extremely talented. I think there's a lot of people who've won the Oscar who have not been very good. Unfortunately, this is a trend that's seen way too often. These fans are like the same ones who harass Star Wars This has been debunked ever since the first person wrote this. Kelly Tran did not leave social media because of fans. She left because of the media hounding her. Get your story straight. And Daisy Ridley just got off because it was just basically interfering, and she was too busy with Star Wars and other things, and she just got off social media. I think, for a lot of people, getting off social media is a good thing. They're identical to people who make and enjoy bizarre edits of Avengers Endgame, remove all the women and anything vaguely assembling LGBTQ elements. Not familiar with that edit. I know there was one that got rid of Captain Marvel out of Endgame. I'm not aware of all of the women, but when you have that moment in the final battle scene where the women are all over the place and they have to very purposely and very awkwardly come together for that freeze frame moment, that's just stupid. Okay, just fight. It's, we've had, this is what is so dumb about this. We've had strong women in movies for decades. Even as leads, you can even go back to the black and white era and find strong female characters. But if we want to call it action movies, guess, you have a few before Star Wars, but not very many. But you do get Princess Leia, she has her role. She leads her own rescue. Okay. She is in command, but right as Luke Skywalker walks in, she is in command, period. And you have Ripley from Alien, and the list, I mean, we've gone over the list a lot, many times, and I'm getting sick of it. People spend their time criticizing everything Larson does are just, nope, they're not just misogynists. You're just a moron for writing that. Huge brushstroke there. I just criticize her work and what she says. And when she attacks people that she really doesn't understand, I try not to attack anyone personally because I don't know them, right? I don't know what they're contracted to say, and I know a lot of people that freak out and stuff. Oh, maybe it is, maybe it's how they really feel, maybe it isn't. Any woman who challenges the status quo of mostly male-dominant franchise. Here's the thing: comic books are mostly men readers, okay? And they're very quickly going away from the crap that's being created. Holland is awesome for calling for more representation on screen, but just make a freaking good movie. We don't need to have all this other nonsense shoved in our face. Make a good movie with good, compelling characters. In most comic book movies, you really don't need a love story. Captain America is probably the only one that needs that tie because of the time in the 40s. And he's that lonely kid who can't, get a girlfriend. Iron Man, it kind of helps to tame him down, but he is a womanizer in the first one. Something that Disney is probably not going to put up with. Well, not probably. It's going to disappear. So you can't. So, his relationship with Pepper Potts is somewhat necessary, but I think you could have just left it out and have him toned down as he becomes more responsible for the business, more responsible for his actions. He doesn't necessarily have to have a girlfriend and raise a family for that. No other characters need that. I mean, Spider-Man, it is part of who he is with MJ and with Gwen Stacy, but it's not, an overarching piece that needs to be there. And many of these, you can tell stories without really. I mean, Batman, even the comic, the campy show back in the 60s, yeah, Batman fell for some women here and there, but it wasn't an overlying theme. Holland is awesome for calling. Okay, best thing this 23-year-old Spider-Man actor can do is his platform to continue advocating for progress. We're going backwards now. We're calling out everything. We're dividing people into finer and finer and finer groups as opposed to, hey, I've got a great idea. How about we write a compelling story with characters that are well developed and people can relate to in some fashion. Obviously, I can't relate to any superhero, right? I can't fly, I can't dodge bullets. I don't have megabucks. This tech is all fake. I don't climb walls. I don't, ride a hammer. I can't kick like Scarlet, Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. But I can't bring magical powers out of my hands like Scarlet Witch. Maybe I could fight like some of the characters. Maybe. I mean, I am in my 50s, so my back probably wouldn't take it. But they're all larger than life. No matter what their powers are, they're all, I can't do what the Wasp and Ant-Man do. You really can't become real small like that. So there is a suspension of disbelief here. But to make the most important thing that we have a gay character or a bi character or a trans character in a shitty story, that really doesn't help. Okay. How about we start with the story first? And we may find that you leave it ambiguous enough, and some people think they're straight, some people think they're gay, some people think they're this, some people think that. Everybody can have their own head canon. Everybody can enjoy the movie and enjoy the popcorn and say, this movie is rewatchable. I'm going to watch it another 100 times. and we could all argue over plot points that are probably small, but we can all say we enjoyed the movie. How about we do that, right? How about we get the biggest audience we can by making the best movie, and we just kind of leave all this other BS out of it and just make a good movie? Why is that so controversial? Why is that considered so backward? Making a good movie first. And if we have space for any that's not, I'm straight, gay, whatever, then put it in. Why do we have to have that be the only thing we've got? Her character. Okay, so now we're talking about Marvel. Okay, fanboys explode when they find out that Larson will star in at least 5 more Marvel movies. We knew that already. Even better is the fact that there's a solid chance I actually did a video that she might be gay, and I haven't even seen Captain Marvel. I haven't seen about a third of the Marvel movies. I got bored and burnt out years ago on them. Then the criticism will ramp up. No, it won't, because it's not unfair. The criticism is justified. We don't care. She could play a gay stripper for all we care. And if she's attacking the fans and anybody that has a different opinion, like this person is, this person is, so it's the source from the Mary Sue. No wonder. You know what, dude? You're going to write this and you're still not going to get laid. It's that simple. If anyone can handle it, okay, I don't even want to read it. Let's look at some comments before I get all bent out of shape. Hi, Kyle, the movies only. Okay, that's just spam. You don't get it, do you? People are starting to ignore all this virtue signaling garbage. We're tired of it. Yeah, that's right. It's because the way she said it. She was saying how a character needs to be made gay instead of adding a gay character. They shouldn't make a gay character. They should just add a character who's already gay. Yep. Don't change the right, but that's too difficult. It's too difficult to create a good, compelling character that happens to be whatever. We had gay characters in comic books in the late 80s. It was a shock 30 plus years ago. It isn't anymore. This is nothing new. We've already been here many, many, many times. She's so annoying. It's not just because she's a woman with opinions. Scarlett Johansson doesn't get backlash for that, and neither do any other women speak their mind. That's right. Don't even play that card. That's not a valid argument. And I agree. Black Widow should have been the first. I mean, Scarlett's getting her movie now, but it is 5 years too late, at least. By maybe, if you push me, I would say Iron Man 2. She should have probably had a movie somewhere in there. Maybe by Iron Man 3. But yeah, this, and maybe, actually, I think after the first Avengers movie, or maybe even before, although the way they introduced that character, I was thinking if she had a sidebar mission with Hawkeye, just her and Hawkeye, that would have been an interesting buddy movie. I think that would have been really good. And don't make them fall in love or any of that other stupid stuff. Just have them be buddies. Have them grow closer and more intimate, but not romantically, but more cerebral, and really start to understand one another and start to empathize with one another, because it seems to have happened off screen, because in other movies they seem to be closer sometimes. So it would have been nice to actually see that several years ago. And leave Brie alone. She's a great actress. Let her and stop the hating. Yeah. So there's a fan who's sick of the virtue signaling. Known as forcing gay down your throats. Gay. What? Okay. Such a non-story. Those that celebrated Tom Holland's call for additional gayness in the MCU were only celebrating. Were also celebrating Brie Larson. Okay. I think that straight characters be straight and gay characters be gay. As a member of the LGBT community, I actually think that making every other character in a popular franchise, it is pandering. It is pandering. This person gets it. And honest, kind of insulting. Absolutely. It was never really established that Spider-Man or Captain Marvel were gay. It'd be great to have a gay superhero. There are some. They just aren't popular. But again, when you're trying to go for a very small percentage of the population, you kind of expect that a character isn't going to do well, unless it's unbelievably written and appeals to everybody. Actually, I have to disagree with your opinion on Brie Larson's acting. She's not really that great, and she's not really an unlikable person outside of her acting. This sounds like a person I could sit down and have a beer with. I mean, I agree with everything they've got here. I mean, I'm not gay, but I agree with everything they're saying here. This sounds actually like some of my gay friends. They hate the pandering. And I have learned the hard way to never bring it up. Yeah, I mean, they really hate it. It's just they're basically expressed what I have said. Make a good story first and a good compelling character, and if the character is gay, so what? It's on the delivery. So anyway, so there you go. So what do you think? Do you think Tom Holland actually was able to pull it off? I think this is much ado about stupidity. I didn't know, someone heard somewhere that Tom had said he didn't mind if Spider-Man was gay, which I think would be stupid. They've already kind of ruined the MJ character in the new movie. So I'm going to really reserve judgment here. But go and create a superhero who happens to be gay and make them appeal to the masses, and maybe just remove the romance or make the romance an underlying piece, not something that pushes the story because plot, and really make the relationships between, especially when you have an ensemble cast, and there's more than one superhero, even if it's like Batman and Robin or Batgirl or whatever, make them compelling. You sort of see this in the CW Arrowverse, although it is really getting bad. Supergirl's the worst of them, but Arrow is one of the better ones. There's a gay character. They actually get married and divorced and, different things. There's black, they're Hispanic, they're women, they're men. And that part, especially with like Sarah Lance and others, the fact that they're women is immaterial. They're well-written characters first who have a certain set of skills. On the Legends of Tomorrow, they're getting a little heavy-handed, and it's like Sarah Lance needs some more. She's become too perfect, becoming too perfect, and knows everything. Unfortunately, but see, all these are getting really long in the tooth, and they're all going to cancel in the next couple of years anyway. And I know this is Marvel. I know. So there we go. So what do you think? Do you think there's much to do about nothing? Do you think this person is off their rocker, or do you think they have a point? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks so much for sharing, and thank you all new subscribers. I appreciate everybody. I don't know if I like everybody, but I appreciate everybody, and I really appreciate the feedback and the sharing and the retweets and all that stuff. Thank you so much, and we will see you. Goodbye.